The hands.
It's all happening in the studio.
I know. And you're clicking away there.
I am.
That's
I like
good.
that song.
That's good.
You know, let's stick together.
All right, Hans, I understand this morning we're talking about boring people or boring relationships or what? Boring.
What's going to help you stick together is if your relationship's not boring. And so this fellow from Brooks University in New York says this, he has found evidence to back up the received wisdom that boredom is one of the key threats to relationships. There you go. Doing something exciting or even just doing something new can trigger the release of dopamine, which could reinforce positive feelings about the relationship.
So when you
we
say
need lots of dopamine.
when you say boredom, could you replace that with complacency in some ways? You know what I mean?
or people just being in a rut and they're sort of just flowing along. But sometimes people actually will say, I am bored in this relationship. This is a boring relationship. So I thought a good New Year resolution would be for couples to decide, let's have a non-boring relationship.
How do you do that? What does it look like?
Well, I think we first got to talk about what might be a boring in a relationship. So I can imagine that what's boring for women, so you guys got to help me here, okay?
Yeah.
Is their husbands watching the football, watching the cricket?
What? What are you talking about? Why could that possibly be boring? What?
And men talking about lawnmowers and cars and whippersnippers breaking up.
Are you serious?
Wow.
So the confidence.
He's hitting all your triggers this morning, Scotty.
This is just expanding my mind.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yes, and so and what's boring for guys, I think, is going to a shopping mall and insisting on going in and out of every shop while you're going shopping, or
If I can just jump in there though, Hans. Sorry, I've been shopping with Scott, and he actually does shop a lot like a female.
I love it.
He actually loves to shop.
I love it.
He loves to watch football. He loves to shop. He's an unusual breed.
I love op shops. If I have a spare minute, I just head to an op shop. Seriously.
So, Hans, other potential showings of boredom, expressions of boredom or a boring relationship?
Like people being at home and one reading a book and one watching TV and not much connecting going on between the couple.
But that's paradise. That's paradise. What are you talking about?
This is what I mean. And the other thing is you've got these risk-adverse people, so anything that sort of challenges their feelings in any way or they get anxiety, so that also stops people from doing things. So one person might think, let's go do some bungee jumping, let's do some parasailing, let's do something exciting. Other person, no way, and so risk-adverse people also tend to...
So there's a real balancing in that too, isn't there? Because one person may be challenged out of their boredom, by another person who's really keen to do that sort of stuff.
Yes.
But then the boring person may actually keep the crazy person alive for a bit longer.
Could be, but spontaneity. You need spontaneity in your relationship. So you're just doing things that you don't normally do. As the guy says, when you do things spontaneously. It's not going to work. And you're doing new things, then you can. It produces the dopamine. So. It's really about sort of sitting down, what can we do? Again, you could talk about it. And it often takes the one person, the more spontaneous person to come up, I think, maybe. Although my wife would probably challenge me on this one. To think of something new to do.
So if that's the case, and you've got a spontaneous person and you've got a person that's not so, how do you move that not so spontaneous person to be active in that? Because there can be a bit of resistance.
Yes, there is sometimes resistance to some person wanting to do something exciting, another person going, well, actually, that's not really exciting for me. That's actually quite boring.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you were to say, let's go and see the 2020 cricket match. So I'll be sitting there by myself because my wife would find that
yawn.
That's boring. She'd rather do something else. So that's the challenge in the relationship, actually. So it's about, there must be some things that couples can do together that they really enjoy, that is something new. So, you've got to sort of discuss it.
And compromise too, and do something that you may not even necessarily like doing for the sake of the relationship.
That's a good word, I like that. Compromise is good. So I should be willing to go shopping and go through into every shopping in a shopping mall to please my partner.
Yawn.
And she should go, look, let's do the cricket together. It might actually be something that I might actually enjoy because you know, it is an exciting atmosphere, and you know, those 2020 matches, if you've been to one of those,
Yeah, they're pretty
or a
good.
football match could
Yeah.
be quite exciting.
Yeah,
So, Hans, can I summarise what we've discussed so far? That boredom, if we're defining our terms, boredom is being stuck in a rut, doing the same thing the same way, to the point of disinterest for every party involved.
Yes, yes.
So, getting out of the rut and doing things a little differently. Go and have a picnic in a different park.
Yes.
Go and have dinner at a different restaurant. Just mix
Yes,
things up a
yeah,
little.
Or maybe you can have a. Next year, we're going to try every coffee shop in Hobart and work out which one's the best.
Ooh, hello.
I like that.
Yes.
I mean, that would be
You're
fun.
just speaking our language
I'm
now.
all over that one.
We
Come
love
on,
you.
Hans.
I mean, that'd be something that you could do as a couple.
Joe and I. Yeah, we're good. That'd be nice. You know, when my children speak to me about being bored, I say, if you really can't find something to do, then I'll find something for you to do.
And what they do, they
Yeah,
scamper
no.
around.
We're not bored.